Christopher Columbus once wrote that the earth was shaped like a woman's breast. In its east, along the equator, lay a large protuberance, which he described as the earth's nipple. Being the highest point on earth, Columbus claimed that the nipple was the closest that mankind could get to the heavens above. He named it Paraiso Terrenal, earthly paradise. A range of other artifacts, artworks, poems, and myths reveal how cultures over history have imagined the earth as a woman, specifically as a mother. The same feminization is true for modern nation-states.
The motherland!
That's some very fertile soil.
But if men view land and nature as feminine, why would they say things like,
"Gas her! Cut her down! Blow her up!"
Could it just be that maybe we need to rethink how we approach this world, using a new epistemological framework, a new world order, a new rationality? Maybe, just maybe, we need
Ecofeminism?
Ecofeminism makes connections between how capitalist patriarchal societies exploit women, though not just women, and how they exploit the earth and its resources. I'm Zora Simic. I'm an Associate Professor in History and Gender Studies at UNSW. Probably the best known or most caricatured version of ecofeminism is spiritual. They believe that women are closer to the earth. If we had a matriarchal society, none of these problems would happen. Part of the way that they express their ecofeminism is by referring to ancient traditions like worshipping Gaia, the goddess of nature and spirituality, or Mother Earth. There's also materialist or Marxist ecofeminism. From that perspective, they see the overthrow of capitalism as essential to the earth and its future. There's also vegetarian ecofeminism, which adds the domination of animals to the ecofeminist agenda. And the person who's credited with coming up with the term, Françoise de Bonne, in her 1974 book called Feminism or Death, that's the translated title, was an anarchist feminist. So she came from the anarchist perspective, and anarchists seek to abolish all forms of domination and all forms of social injustice. And we can find versions of ecofeminism all around the world. There's the Green Belt movement in Kenya, which started as a tree planting program led by women in 1977, and that's ongoing. The Chipko movement, which was a forest conservation movement that began in India in 1973, where more than 2,000 women surrounded trees. They hugged the trees, they circled the trees, because they were the most directly affected by deforestation. And that's where we get this term tree huggers from. In Australia, a big incubator of ecofeminism was the anti-nuclear movement. And for example, the movement against uranium mining on Indigenous lands in the 1970s. Do I think ecofeminism is a strategy for combating the climate crisis today? Absolutely. And in many ways, ecofeminists were ahead of their time in recognising that climate change, the depletion of resources, sustainability are urgent issues that require urgent attention. I mean, at one point they were considered like the wacky wing of feminism because they were always bringing these issues to the centre of the table. The wacky.
My name is Jackie Pascoe. I am currently the leader of the Red Rebels in Sydney. I believe really strongly that the Red Rebels relate to the concept of ecofeminism, but not only the Red Rebels. Every eco-activist project is essentially fighting the patriarchy because that's where the problem lies. Extinction Rebellion is a British organisation originally. So the Red Rebels, as the performance art arm of Extinction Rebellion, are using a lot of Old English traditions. And the red is a symbolism for blood and for the earth and for passion. To me, the connection between environmental activism and anything that you do for that, including performance, it's intrinsically challenging patriarchal structures. There are times when we can do that explicitly and quite aggressively, and there are other times when it's a subtler thing, but we're there to be a declaration that things are not as they should be.
So you give them time to line up a good shot.
I think there's a really profound role that performance art in particular can make space for the sacred. And I think that's really important in a commodified, commercialised world. And by bringing a bunch of people in medieval dress, effectively, through a space, all dressed in red, all silent and slow moving, that it has a power you can't bring with words.
Columbus never did reach that spot which he called earthly paradise. The heavenly nipple continues to exist as an undiscovered, distant fantasy. In the meantime, it appears as though man has found another possible path to reach the heavens above. Oh wait, the heavenly penis. Or should I say, heavenly penises. Those select few who sit on the top floor of these magnificent structures, looking down onto the world below, hold a level of power and influence so great that they could even be said to parallel God himself. He becomes the divine CEO. But alas, this is all an illusion. The divine CEO is not really divine. No more divine than these flowers, this ocean, these leaves, this sky, this bark. The heavenly penis conceals this simple truth, that we exist within, as part of nature.